Hi guys, we're back at the beehive again today. It's been 4 weeks now since we put our little nucleus colony into our top bar hive. So we're going to open them up today and just have a look and see how they're going. The last 2 weeks we've been feeding a sugar water solution, and if you stick around till the end I'll show you how we knocked up a really simple and effective sugar feeder to go inside the hive. The reason we feed sugar water to bees is just that it's an easily accessible energy source that they don't have to forage for. For the bees to make wax to build honeycomb and brood comb to expand their hive takes a lot of energy, and by having that energy source inside the hive just allows them to expand much quicker. So that's the idea behind that. Yeah, we'll crack it open and we'll have a look. We're just using our spray bottle again today. There's just plain water in this. From what I understand, the theory is that the water makes them think it's raining and makes them want to stay inside the hive. Whatever it is, it seems to work and it seems to keep them pretty calm. So we continue to use that. We don't use a smoker or anything like that. Haven't found a need for it at this point.
I didn't bring my phone up. I didn't really get
that's all right.
anything.
Come on. So this is one of the new lots of comb they've been building. Pretty sure the yellow colour is just pollen off their feet as they walk all over it. Most comb, as it gets older, it just goes darker and darker. See, this is one they've built too. There she is.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
See if I can get her on the thing.
Yep, you've got her.
Yep. You should be able to see the queen there. This was the first of the new combs that they started to build. I'll put an image up of what it looked like 2 weeks ago, and you can see how much they've done. Up the very top here, you can see they've stored nectar in there and sealed it off. So that'll be honey stores for the young bees really. And you can see other capped cells in here. They'll be capped brood cells, so they'll have little babies in them. Come on, settle, settle. That was the original one. Yeah, they've waxed it onto the top bar too.
Yeah.
In between the original bar and the top one. That's all honey at the top there. Those cap cells at the top,
yep.
That's all honey.
And the ones down the bottom,
they're babies.
How do you know the difference?
You just tell by looking at the caps on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is another new one that they've built since they've been put in. It's got brood cells, honey stores up the top. And I'm sure there's a lot more bees in here than what there was. Come on, settle. Starting to get a little agitated.
Not doing much on that.
No, so you may even just take these out because there's nothing.
They're not even doing anything on it, are they?
No. Just trying to see if there is anything under there. It's very light. Yeah, there's nothing. This was one of the original frames that I cut down. It was a Langstroth frame. It had honey stored in it. They've totally abandoned these combs in favour of the new ones that they're building. So I think we're just going to take these out. They need to be taken out eventually anyway, so that we can flip these over and use them as proper top bars. But I think we'll do that now. There's absolutely no stores left in them. So I think we'll just remove them. Yeah, see this one's the same. It's got well, it's got a few capped cells up the top, but they've been emptying them and not refilling them. Whereas the new comb that they've built has heaps of honey and nectar stored on it. They're just not using these, so we may as well take the opportunity now to take them out. What do you reckon about this one?
Try and bang them off.
They look like they're, I don't know, are they cleaning the last of the cells out maybe?
Maybe
I'll put it right down this end.
The end and let them clean them out.
I'll put another top bar in there.
Yeah, well, every
Because see, they're packing these. See, look at all the nectar in there and pollen. Yeah, righto. Calm, calm. Be good girls. Come on. So this is what I used to make a really simple but really effective feeder to go inside the hive. I got the idea from watching one of Phil Chandler's videos. He's pretty much the guru when it comes to anything to do with top bar hives. I'll try and link his video up the top here somewhere. If it's not there, have a look down in the description. I'll try and link to that. It's a really basic thing, and you know, most of this stuff you got lying around the house anyway. So what we've got is just basically a 1 litre Tetra Pak. You can use any sort. You get orange juice and milk and all sorts of stuff in these. Just rinse it out, clean it out. I use a bit of hot water just to clean the milk out of it. And basically what we're going to do is just fill that up with sugar. If you want to do a fair bit of these sort of feeds during the season, you can fill up half a dozen of these with sugar. It's dry inside, just leave it in the cupboard there, sort of ready to go. But I just use a bit of paper just to make a bit of a funnel. I'll make it a little bit easier to pour the sugar in. With a 1 litre container, you should get pretty close to a kilo of sugar in there if you pack it in fairly well. And you want to pack as much in as you can. So you end up with a nice thick syrup at the end. If you make your sugar water too thin, like not enough sugar or too much water, it can ferment, and you don't want a bunch of drunk bees flying around. I don't know if it makes them drunk. It probably just makes them sick. So what you do now is fill it up with water. Good clean water. We use tank water here, but most people will have a supply of clean water. And throw the lid on and just give it a good shake then to dissolve all the sugar. What you should end up with is a nice thick sugar syrup. Once you've got it to the point where you think it's fully dissolved, just take a sharp knife. Stanley knife's probably ideal. And all we do is take the top side of this and we cut 3 sides of it. Cut those 2 and along the bottom. And then what that effectively gives us is we push that down into the sugar syrup, and that gives us a ramp. The bees will come in and they'll be eating all the sugar syrup. If they happen to get stuck, it gives them a possible way to climb out. I've found you won't save all the bees. You will lose some bees in there, but without the ramp you'd probably lose a lot more. Then that just gets sat inside the hive and the bees will just help themselves to it. Once that's empty, take it out, you can put another one in. This will probably be the last one we put in, I'm fairly certain, but we'll check back in a couple of weeks and see if they need any more. But I think this will be the last one that we put in.